Welcome to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. We are here at Pocono Raceway, getting ready to do 60 laps of battle here at the Tricky Triangle. Again, this is the Original Rebels Racing League Hardline Transport Solutions Outlaw Truck Series. Glad to have you with us here tonight. Sorry about the little bit of a late start, but we're here getting ready to bring you the action.
Mic off, mic on.
Sorry about that. My headset there was giving me a little bit of an issue, but we've got this underway and ready to go. Let's take a look at the top of the board right now, and that is Jared Reed in the 07. Corey Hines in second, Fry Hubbard, Mike Kosick, and Tyler Barnett round out your top five here in practice, with just about a minute left here in practice. See the 58, Jonathan Cofield out on track. And his last few practice laps under his belt. Also in this race, pulling double duty, we've got the 13 of Garrett Kinder. Currently showing 10th on the board. And Kurtz currently running in the 8th position. And Pocono is a very, very tricky track. We call it the Tricky Triangle for a reason. Only 3 corners, all 3 corners modeled after different racetracks over the years. Turn 1. See if I can find the exact configuration. Turn 1 is banked at 14 degrees, modeled after Trenton Speedway. Turn 2 is 8 degrees, also known as the tunnel turn, modeled after Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then turn 3, 6 degrees, banked after, modeled after the Milwaukee Mile. So 3 totally different, unique configurations of corner, 3 different length straightaways. Of course, the Long Pond straightaway, the front stretch here at Pocono, is the longest straightaway on the NASCAR circuit. And it really makes you want to get off of turn number 3 well to carry as much speed off of turn number 3 and down that long straightaway as possible. So you have drivers out there getting their warm-up, or sorry, their outlap in before they take the green flag. Let's take a look at our points coming in. Tyler Barnett, top of the board. Corey Hines sits back in second. Jonathan Cofield in third. Andy Kurtz and Logan Monteith round out your top 5. Jared Reed in 6th. Steve McDonald tied with 6th as well. Brandon Pollock back in 8th. Fry Hubbard and Mike Kosick round out your top 10. Then Travis Bieber, Matt Telder, Brett Bieber, Gregory Froelich, and James Searfoss round out your top 15 currently in the points, as we see Andy Kurtz just taking the green flag on his first of 2 laps. Here comes Kurtz off of turn number 3 down that long straightaway, taking the white flag on his first of 2 laps. And something else you might hear a little bit here as the run goes on is drivers shifting. Because of how flat the track is and how long the straightaway is here, you might hear these drivers shifting down in the 3rd gear, trying to get a better launch off the corner. Some drivers do it, some drivers don't. It's all personal preference. We'll see if anybody uses that to their advantage here tonight. As Andy Kurtz is coming off of turn number 3, making his way down to the start-finish line. Jared Reed currently at the top of the board. Let's see if Kurtz can knock him down. And he actually goes a little bit slower on his second lap. Brandon Wallace just coming off of turn number 4. Down to the stripe. He's going to move himself up into the 14th position. Mike Kosick making his way off of turn number 3. And Kosick is going to jump up into the 6th position. Fry Hubbard just coming off of turn number 3, coming to take the green flag. Let's ride along with Fry. Makes his way down the longer of the two back straightaways. Second longest straightaway on the track. Down into the tunnel turn. Not a whole lot of lifting through the tunnel turn here. Great passing opportunities come off of that corner as they set themselves up for turn number 3. Heavy down onto the brakes, picking up the throttle to carry all that momentum down the Long Pond straightaway. Of course, I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting for the Hardline Transport Solutions Truck Series. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. It really does help us out tremendously. As Fry Hubbard comes to the checkered flag. And he is going to stay currently P2. Ryan Derrick out on track. Just coming across the line to take the white flag. Down through the tunnel turn and off to the short chute towards turn number 3. As he makes his way off of turn 3 and to the checkered flag. Ooh, looks like he got a little loose there off the corner. Didn't make contact with the wall, fortunately. And he's going to run a little bit slower on that lap. So I'll leave Ryan Derrick back in the 24th position. Right now, with about 3 minutes left here in qualifying, we still have a few drivers left to qualify. Matt Knights, Gary Wright, Tanner Johnson, Todd Schott, and Aaron Johnson. Just taking a look through my notes here. I know had one driver who was supposed to receive an EOL, although I don't see him in the server, so we're not going to worry about that at this time. We are going to mention, though, our great sponsors that help keep this series alive. Hardline Transport Solutions, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Intensity Broadcasting, Peg Leg Felts, Thunderstruck Super Series, and Kinder Farm and Ranch. course, don't forget to join us after this one's over tonight, as we'll be doing our regular truck doubleheader as the Sunday night truck series also takes on Pocono tonight. So stick around for both races. I know Garrett Kinder will be in both races as well. Always using these Outlaw races as a bit of a warm-up. Some extra testing, if you will, some extra seat time. See if that carries over into his second race here tonight. As we have about just over a minute left here in qualifying. Qualifying laps do take almost a minute, so it doesn't look like anybody else is going to be able to get out there and set a qualifying time. So as of right now, Corey Hines in the 57 will be your pole sitter. Saw a great race Friday night in the Original Rails Racing League Grand National Series. Eddie Smith getting the win there. We'll see if Eddie's able to repeat here tonight in the Truck Series. Kicking off at 10 p.m. Eastern here tonight on Intensity. So as the clock winds down, we got about 5 seconds before the trucks start to grid up here. We'll get ready to take a look at your starting grid. And your Peg Leg Pole Award winner tonight. Just waiting for that to show up here on my screen. For some reason the grid does not want to pop up on my screen. I do apologize for that, but Corey Hines is going to lead them down to the start of the race here, with Fry Hubbard starting to his outside in position number 2. Jared Reed in the 07, he'll be rolling off from 3rd, with Tyler Barnett back in the 4th spot. Andy Kurtz rolls off from 5th, and Jonathan Cofield back in the 6th position. 7th will be the 3 of Mike Kosick, with Corey Bigley back in the 8th position. Calvin Ruff will be starting from 9th in the 24 machine, with Kai Shappett in the 4, rolling off 10th. Butch Taylor rolling off from the 11th position, the 33, with Brandon Pollock in the 1, rolling off in 12th. Matt Telder from the 13th position, and Travis Bieber back in 14th. 15th will be the 13 of Garrett Kinder, and Brett Bieber in the 808 will be rolling off from 16th. Ryan Huff in the 9 from the 17th position, and James Searfoss in the 15 back in 18th. Then Brandon Wallace and Gregory Froelich round out your top 20. Matt Kleeman rolls off 21st, with Steve McDonald back in the 22nd position. Andrew Sire back in 23rd, with Ryan Derrick in that 24th position. Mike Bertosa Jr. back in 25th. Todd Schott in the 00. He'll be rolling off 26th. Tanner Johnson from 27th. Matt Knights in the 64 rolling off 28th. Gary Wright in 29th. And Aaron Johnson rounds out the rest of the field here at Pocono. As we see the cars making their way down the straightaway towards the tunnel turn. Kevin Kinder says, "Hello, y'all," and Mr. Hall, let's have some fun. It's always fun when we are here on Sunday nights doing our truck doubleheader. Again, Corey Hines is going to lead them down to the start with Fry Hubbard on his outside. As they make their way through turn number 3, pace truck's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And Corey Hines is going to lead them down to the green flag, which is in the air. Green flag is out. We are racing here at Pocono. And already a great jump for Corey Hines as he makes his way down into turn 1 for the first time. Everybody's staying in line, not really fanning out here on the first start of the night. Sometimes we'll see those drivers fan out 2, 3, 4, even 5 wide as they come down the straightaway. Oh, the 07 of Jared Reed gets really loose. Caution is out already. And that's going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. So we try to take a look to see what happened to the 07. Down underneath Fry Hubbard, and it looks like he just loses it. You see the back end starting to slide out there by itself. And just not able to try to save it as they come off of turn number 1, turns back to the right, then tugs it hard left to keep it from running back in the traffic. Fortunately, doesn't look like he hit anything, so no damage to the 07 machine. We're going to re-rack them or restack them and do it all again. Corey Hines is going to lead them down to the restart zone. Now, if you're new here and unfamiliar with the restart zone, as they come down off of turn number 3, we'll see on the inside of the track and on the wall, Geico written in blue on the wall, and it almost makes a box. And that is what's called the restart zone. And their leader has to maintain pace speed up until that zone. And he can choose to fire off anywhere in that zone he likes, whether it's the front of the zone, the back of the zone, as long as he fires off in that zone. If for some reason he accelerates before we get to that restart zone, he will receive the black flag. If the second place car beats him to the restart zone, then the second place car will get a black flag. So it just makes it a little more fair for the teams out there as they try to maintain pace speed, make sure nobody can play any games. We'll see that Geico right there at the bottom of the track. If for some reason the leader does not fire off in that zone at all, the green flag will fly and racing will resume with or without the leader. So watch for that as well. But lights are already off on the pace truck. We're going to go 1 to green here. Corey Hines going to choose the inside, Fry Hubbard to the outside. As we get ready to go back, green flag racing. As the field makes their way through the tunnel turn and down to the turn 3 and get ready to go back green flag racing. We'll see if everybody's able to keep those tires warmed up enough to not get any wheel spin on this start. Here we go. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Corey Hines is going to lead him down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing. A pretty clean jump throughout the field. Corey Hines has himself a bit of a lead as they come down towards turn number 1. Andy Kurtz getting around Fry Hubbard on the start. As they make their way into turn number 1. Jonathan Cofield in the 84 of Tyler Barnett up on that high side. Barnett's going to lose a spot as Cofield's able to get right around that 84 machine. And Kai Shappett in the 4, battling with Brandon Wallace right in front of him. We see Corey oh, we got one around. Looks like caution is back out. Looks like it's for the 07 of Jared Reed again. Brett Bieber involved in that one as well. And we'll have to take a look at our Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind to see what happened here between Brett Bieber and Jared Reed. Making their way down the backstretch. Bieber up on that high side. They are 3 wide. Oh, it's a little net code between the 08. Some wheel-to-wheel action right there. Sends the 808 around up into the outside wall. And there's the 07 trying to get by, and he just barely makes some contact with the 808. That sends him out into the outside wall. Unfortunately, not able to escape damage this time. So, tough race so far for the 07 of Jared Reed. So as they come down the front stretch, doesn't look like we have a couple takers down onto pit road. Gary Wright coming down to pit road. Matt Knight's onto pit road as well. Brett Bieber coming to get some damage fixed. Jared Reed coming down to get his damage fixed as well. See Ryan Huff coming down to get fuel. Most of these drivers coming down to get fuel only, although we do see some tires being taken. As next time by, we'll get the 1 to go. We'll re-rack them, restack them, and do it all again. Don't forget, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, we do have the chat open at all times. Let us know who you're rooting for here tonight. We're always here to... Oh, pace truck is off, so it looks like the lights went off on the backstretch here. So Corey Hines back in the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. We are back racing, though they shortened the caution just a little bit. Fry Hubbard back down to the inside of Andy Kurtz as they make their way down into turn number 1. Jonathan Cofield right there. Thought about trying to make it 3 wide for a second. He tucks back in line behind. Just behind them, we see the 84 of Tyler Barnett getting around Mike Kosick, and we see Kai Shappett having a little connection issue there. He's going to pull down to the bottom of the racetrack and let everybody by until he can get that fixed on his end. Side by side, Kosick and Barnett. Barnett getting a big shove from behind from the 24 of Calvin Ruff. Just in front, we see side by side is Cofield making his way around Fry Hubbard to take over that third position. And even though it's a flat, caution is back in the air. Looks like some issues for Greg Froelich in the 71. I believe Ryan Derrick was involved in this one as well. We see the damage to the right front of the 88 machine. That's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as the cows are getting tired tonight. See what, some contact. Yeah, looks like Derrick didn't know Froelich was coming down a little bit. Those two make some contact. Froelich goes up and into the wall. And then Ryan Derrick also makes contact with the wall afterwards. So it's, yeah, after the contact with the 71, he gets knocked down into the grass, turns him back across the track, head on into the outside wall. So both drivers with some significant damage on their machines. As we work our third caution on lap number 8. Well, you know the old saying, cautions breed cautions. And over at IntensityBroadcasting.com, we've got a t-shirt saying just that, cautions breed cautions. You can find that at IntensityBroadcasting.com. There is a link down below. You can also find other hats, t-shirt, and merchandise here from Intensity Broadcasting. Some novelty shirts, as well as Intensity swag. And of course, Atlee Atman Weiss's racing gear is up there as well. You can find hats, t-shirts, hoodies, polo shirts, beanies, or toboggans, or whatever you call those toques, depending on what part of the world you're in. So you can check that out at IntensityBroadcasting.com. There is a link down below in the description. Oops, my screen has a little issue there. Hang on one second while I get that fixed up. I'm going to put the Wreckage Rewind up so I can fix my screen here. There we go. We got it back the way it should be. The pace truck's going to be coming down here to take the 1 to go signal. So we're getting ready to go back green flag racing as the trucks make their way off of turn number 2. Long pace laps. Yes, Kevin. Pace laps are almost 2 minutes long here. They're about double the speed. Or, yeah, twice the length of a regular green flag run here. Here we go. Pace truck's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And Corey Hines is going to lead them down to the restart zone. Green flag back in the field. When the green flag back in the air. And Jonathan Cofield with a great jump. So they make their way down towards turn number 1. Now they're starting to get a little more fanned out as they come down that straightaway and into turn number 1. Andy Kurtz stuck on the high side. He's going to have Fry Hubbard taking a look down as they come off of turn number 1. See, Brandon Pollock was just out of line for a moment, and he's going to tuck back in line as the field makes their way through the tunnel turn. One thing these cautions have done is they've allowed Corey Hines to keep right up here with the rest of the field. Hasn't really been able to break away from the rest of the pack. But Jonathan Cofield trying to run down that 57 machine. And caution is back out. And it looks like it is for the 43 of Mike Bertosa. And the 88 of Brett Bieber looks like he was involved as well. See, Bertosa, Kai Shappett had a good run there, and Bertosa just didn't have time to react to that 4 diving down below him. We see the 4 of Kai up in the air. And then the 808, nowheres to go, as you see the 43 just come down the track, out of control. Great move for the 16 of Tanner Johnson to get through that. A little contact there for the 88 of Ryan Derrick. It just happens so fast, unfortunately. Sometimes you just don't have time to react when that happens. Kevin Kinder says, I could take a nap between yellow flags. Now it's nap time. And hey, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. I wish I could as well. So here we go. We're getting ready. Lights are on the pace truck as they're going to be taking the 2 to go here. Unless they shorten the pace lap here. It looks like lights are going to be off at the end of this lap. Of course, with the long green flag or yellow flag laps, it's a good time to go get yourself a nice cold beverage. Whatever your beverage is of choice. Tonight is nice black cherry seltzer water. Although I'm sure there's plenty of people out there enjoying a nice hard beverage as well. But make sure to keep yourself hydrated out there with whatever beverage you choose. So looks like we'll be doubling up here, re-racking them, restacking them, and get ready to refire them the next time by. Lights on the pace truck will be off here. When I said it was the tricky triangle, I wasn't kidding, as we're seeing just how tricky this Pocono Speedway can be. As flat as it is, it's sometimes a little tough to get off the corner. Drivers carrying a little bit more speed than others, so we'll continue to see the fields making their way through the tunnel turn. Down the short chute towards turn number 3. Single file restarts this time. Pace truck is off. Corey Hines. Green flag is in the air. We are back racing. Kevin Kinder can wake up as they come down the front stretch. Pretty much single file down into turn number 1. Steve McDonald getting around Todd Schott as Schott pushes up the track just a little bit. We see the 07 of Jared Reed back up into the 15th position after having a couple issues here tonight. McDonald has Gary Wright looking to the outside. So you're side by side. This is for the 15th position. A little further up front, we see the 24 of Calvin Ruff going around the outside of Fry Hubbard as Fry Hubbard stuck down on the bottom. And he is sliding back just a little bit. We see the 82 of Corey Bigley got by Matt Telder. And Fry Hubbard's going to slide back into the 9th position. Joe Cobra telling Papa K to wake up. As Fry is now stuck on the low side underneath James Searfoss. It looks like Fry might have caught the wall a little bit. We see the right side of that truck as he comes down the short chute towards turn number 3. We'll take a look, see if we can see what the right side of that truck looks like. Yeah, you see that big scrape there. Made heavy contact with the outside wall. We see the 114 of Travis Bieber trying to take a look down to the inside of Fry. So that's why Fry Hubbard's dropping like a rock right now. As Corey Hines is Jonathan Cofield. Up onto the back bumper now is Cofield trying to take over the lead here at Pocono. And Mike Kosick taking a look down underneath the 84 of Tyler Barnett. Barnett's going to lose 2 positions, both Kosick and Cavan Ruff. So move Kosick up in the 4th, Cavan up into 5th. Todd shot right there on the back bumper of Jared Reed. He's using the draft to try to get a run down into turn 1, see if he can outbreak him just behind Steve McDonald and Fry Hubbard as Fry's continuing to fall backwards. Over the longest green flag run of the day, Garrett Kinder getting challenged by the 15 of Sear Foss. Down into the tunnel turn. And Kinder's going to give up that position. He's going to cross him over, though, down the short chute. Oh, we see the 07 of Jared Reed hard into the outside. I'm sorry, that was, that was Jared Reed into the outside wall. With heavy contact as Kinder was able to get back around. We see Reed, heavy damage to the right side of that 07. He's starting to fall back as we're 3 wide towards turn at number 1. Gary Wright down on the bottom. Fry Hubbard was in the middle. Now he's going to lose that position to Gary Wright. So move Gary Wright up 15 spots into the 14th position. And Corey Bigley in the 82 with Matt Telder right behind as Bigley takes a look down to the inside of Tyler Barnett, trying to take away that 6th position, but Barnett's going to fight hard on that high side. He's going to get a big push here from the 7 of Telder. Here comes Bigley back down on the bottom, trying to get the run off of turn number 3. Turn 3 and down the front stretch. But that draft, that big push that you'd see out of Talladega or Daytona. And now the 07's or the 7's going to look down to the bottom. They're going to be 3 wide down in turn number 1. Bigley's going to tuck it back in line. And here comes Garrett Kinder up into this mix as well, as Kinder's going to take a look down underneath the 84 of Tyler Barnett. Barnett losing all his momentum up on the high side. Corey Hines has a challenge from behind. Jonathan Cofield is right there on the back bumper. A little further back, we see Searfoss battling with the 1 of Brandon Pollock. They're still side by side for the 13th position. As now Kleeman taking a look down, trying to get around the 15 as here Fossing. Ooh, Kleeman had a little connection issue as well. Back up front, Corey Hines still has the 58 of Jonathan Cofield right there on the back bumper. Sorry about the silence. I was taking care of something on my end as we see Matt Kleeman side by side with Gary Wright for the 12th position. As this battle continues. Oh, Kleeman having another connection issue there as Cofield continues to try to run down the 57 of Hines. Andy Kurtz and Mike Kosick right there in the mix here as well. A little further back, we see the 114 of Travis Bieber. Oh, we got one around. Looks like the 15 of Searfoss is around. Caution is out on track. That's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Looks like he might have had a little bit of help here. We're going to take a look here at the replay. We see him battling with the one of Brandon Pollock, and then Todd Schott's going to make it 3 wide. They make their way down into the tunnel turn, and 3 wide in the tunnel turn never works out. We see there's nowheres to go, and Pollock comes up into the side of the 15. He goes right around, catches, no, he doesn't catch the outside wall. Able to keep from hitting anything else. Everybody else doing a great job avoiding that 15 machine. So Corey Hines is going to catch the pace truck and be able to get back. I believe everybody's going to be coming down pit road this time. But here comes the entire field down pit road to get their service done, and this should pretty much take us to the end. These drivers should have enough fuel and tires. Couple drivers staying out. The 33 of Butch Taylor and the 43 of Mike Bertosa both stay out on track. And then behind we see the 808 of Brett Bieber, who is currently 7 laps down. As Corey Hines catches up to the field, so Corey Hines will be the first driver off of pit road. Andy Kurtz comes off of pit road second. Mike Kosick coming off pit road third. Calvin Ruff back in sixth. Comes off pit road fourth. Mike Telder back in seventh. Jonathan Cofield, who came in second and comes out eighth. Corey Bigley and Tyler Barnett round out your top 10. Sorry for the silence again. Trying to get the spam protection working on my YouTube stream. For those of you who are watching on YouTube know exactly what I'm talking about. Thought I had that fixed up, but I did not, so... But we're getting ready to go back green flag racing in a moment. Lights on the pace truck are off. Pace truck making that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Single file restart yet again. Butch Taylor up front. Green flag back in the air. We are back racing. We're going to see how those fresh tires on Corey Hines' truck can give him an advantage, as they're already trying to make it 3 wide down into turn number 1. Tosa taking a look down to the inside, just not close enough. Mike Kosick down to the low side of Andy Kurtz as they make their way off of turn number 1. You see Corey Hines trying to make easy work of the 43 of Mike Bertosa Jr. And just behind we see the 24 of Calvin Ruff trying to battle here with the 7 of Matt Telder. Corey Hines gets around the 43 easily. Here comes Kosick trying to do the same thing. Andy Kurtz trapped behind that 43. That's going to allow the 24 of Calvin Ruff to get that great run. Now Telder trying to make it 3 wide as they come down the front stretch and into turn number 1. You see Calvin Ruff easily backing out. Here's Petosa up to that high side. They're 3 wide off the corner. Telder makes contact. Kurtz gets turned around. He's going to hit that inside wall. Caution is now out on track. Kai Shappin almost runs into the back of the 5, and it's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Just some hard 3 wide racing in turn number 1. And you see Telder now, looked from the other view, looked like Telder just came up the track, but we can see right there Telder was loose and had to chase the truck up the track. And with nowhere to go, he comes up into the side of the 5. And then Andy Kurtz making hard contact with that inside wall. And I think if we rewind this and we take a look here from Andy Kurtz' view here and see if we can get a maybe the chopper view would be a good look at this. And you really can't see it from the other view, but you see how sideways that 7 is. And he's got no choice but to chase it up the track. And when he does, he's got nowhere to go but up into the side of the 5 of Andy Kurtz. So tough break for Andy. Doesn't look like significant damage to that 5 machine, so he should be able to continue on unless he's going to come down pit road this time and use his reset. And now Mike Petosa and Butch Taylor both making their way down pit road this time. So Corey Hines is going to retake the lead. And due to the excessive cautions, we are yet again going to have a single file restart. So as we come down the front stretch, the light should be turning off on the pace truck this time by. So we're just past halfway. Corey Hines is going to lead him back down to the restart zone as the field is just making their way off of turn number 2. Got about a half a lap until we go back green flag racing. Again, don't forget to join us after this one's over. We'll be doing this all again. Hopefully with less cautions. With the Original Rebels Sunday Night Truck Series. Brought to you by Whole Heating and Sheet Metal. Here we go. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn. And Corey Hines back to the loud pedal, green flag back in the air. Garrett Kinder all over the back bumper of Brandon Wallace as they make their way down towards turn number 1. Kinder, though, has a challenge down to the inside as the 84 of Tyler Barnett is going to take that position away. Corey Hines had to throw a big block down the front stretch. As Mike Kosick now up into the second position. Jonathan Cofield back in third. Tyler Barnett still has Garrett Kinder right behind him as he was able to get around Kinder just a few corners ago. And up front we see Corey Hines using a bit of a serpentine, trying to keep that draft broken behind him. And on long straightaways like that, as big and blocky as these trucks are, you can see some huge runs as Cofield trying to get to the back bumper of Kosick. Kosick starting to run down the 57 of Corey Hines. Field pretty much single file as we have less than 25 laps to go. A little further back, we see the 82 of Corey Bigley was trying to make a move down to the inside of Talder, but got a little loose and he's fallen back just a little bit. Now he's back into the clutches of the 99 of Brandon Wallace. Wallace going to take a peek down to the inside, but just not close enough to try to make anything happen. As Cofield now right on the back bumper of Kosick as they make their way off of turn number 1 down to the tunnel turn. Can Cofield set up a move here, possibly off of turn number 3 and down the Long Pond straightaway? Bigley thought about making a move down on Talder, just was not close enough to try to make that move stick as they come off of turn number 3. See if Bigley's able to use the draft here to move himself around. You see cars moving all over the front straightaway, trying to avoid the draft. Barnett down on the low side underneath Brandon Wallace, trying to take that 6th position away from Brandon Wallace. Garrett Kinder trying to follow Barnett right through as well. Cofield just not close enough to make that move that he wants to on Kosick. And he's got the 7 of Matt Telder right there breathing down his neck as well. So we ride along here with Corey Hines, looking out the back bumper towards the 3 of Mike Kosick. Down the straightaways, Kosick's able to get that little bit of a run due to the draft. Just not able to do anything with it just yet. So everybody still continues to run single file and pretty close together. Normally we start to see the field start to spread out a little bit, but everybody's just kind of running in line, single file. A couple drivers saving their tires for the end. Tyler Barnett still trying to get around the 99 of Brandon Wallace. Here comes Garrett Kinder. Getting a little loose. He's going to tuck in behind the 99 and push that 99 down the front stretch. Now Kinder thinks about making it 3 wide for a second as he's got the 24 of Calvin Ruff right there. And, oh, one into the wall. Hard. I'm not sure who that was that made contact with the wall. Everybody looks like they're able to continue on. As Fry Hubbard's looking down to the inside of Garrett Kinder this time. Just not close enough to make that move as Fry Hubbard has the 24. Give him a big shove down the front stretch. And Brandon Wallace protecting that low line as Garrett Kinder goes around on the high side. So move Garrett Kinder up into the 7th position. Now he's going to try to get around the 7 of Telder. Kinder's going to make easy work of that 7 machine. So there's Brandon Wallace. I think that 7 of Telder might have caught the wall earlier as he's starting to slow down just a little bit. We'll be able to see here as they make their way off of turn number 3. And yeah, you can see the right front of that 7 machine all pushed in. It was Telder that slapped the wall. Travis Bieber up on the high side. Calvin Ruff down on the low side. And he gets sorted out before they make their way down into turn number 1. Back up front, Corey Hines continues to lead over Mike Kosick, who got around the 58. Take that back. Kosick's been sitting back in that 2nd position for a few laps now. And Cofield sitting right there on the back bumper of that 3 machine as well. A little further back, we see some moves being made. As Travis Bieber taking a look down to the inside of Telder. Almost some contact between the 7 and the 114. And this battle is continuing to go on up front. So your top 5, pretty much all within touch of each other. Then you have to go a full second back to find the 13 of Garrett Kinder and the 99 of Brandon Wallace running back in 6th and 7th. But lap after lap, Kinder starting to run down that 84 of Barnett. When they cross the line this time, they'll have just 15 laps to go. And Kosik's doing everything he can to try to get up to the back bumper of Corey Hines. Makes me wonder if he'll try to use that front bumper, possibly move the 57 out of the way. A little further back, we see Steve McDonald taking a look down, trying to take a look down to the 88 of Ryan Derrick, take over the 15th position. Kai Shappett right there as well, as Steve McDonald makes his way around the 88. Right. Last few laps, he's shown a little bit of speed. Now he's going to try to set his sights on the 42 of Andrew Sire. Matt Kleeman in the middle of a battle here. He's got Brandon Pollock all over the back bumper. So now we're starting to see the tires starting to wear out a little bit on some of these trucks, sliding all around the track. Fry Hubbard and Calvin Ruff still battling here. And the yellow flag is out. It looks like it's for Todd Schott, who shoved it down into the inside wall. Also looks like Greg Froelich in the 71 is involved in this one as well. And that's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Records Rewind. So we try to see what happened to the 00. See Greg Froelich right in front of him. And Froelich just catches the outside wall. Gets a little loose, comes down, catches the 00. Those two make hard contact with the inside wall. And oof! See what happened to Froelich here. We saw the contact with the outside wall, makes contact with Todd Schott. And then gets clobbered. Looks like the 16 of Tanner Johnson, just nowhere to go, clobbers Greg Froenich's machine. So tough break for Froelich, who was involved in one earlier. Let's see if he's able to. I'm not sure if he still has a reset or not. Or this might just end the 71's day. He comes down to his pit stall and does not have a reset, so his day will be done. As Corey Hines leads the entire field down on the pit road. Oh, Kosick almost runs into the back of Corey Hines and almost loses it on the pit road. That's going to give Hines a huge advantage on pit road. As you can see, the gap between him and the 3. He's going to get way off of pit road before anybody else. Looks like 2 tires for Corey Hines and Fry Hubbard. As well as the 15 of James Searfoss also taking 2 tires. Although it looks like he might have had a penalty for speeding off of pit road. Yeah, we see that 15 getting an end-of-line penalty for too fast exiting pit road. So he's going to have to fall all the way back to the tail end. We'll have to see if these 2 tires pay off for Corey Hines and Fry Hubbard. Lights are off on the pace truck. We'll be going back green flag racing at the end of this lap. So Corey Hines is going to lead him down to the restart zone. Fry Hubbard's going to restart in second. Mike Kosick in third. Garrett Kinder up to fourth. And Jonathan Cofield back in fifth. We'll see how these 2 tires work for the 57 and the 14. Everybody behind him is on 4 tires. This pace truck makes its way on the pit road. Green flags back in the air. We are back racing. They make their way down the front stretch towards turn number 1 with just 10 laps to go. A couple drivers peeking out of line. You see the 58 of Jonathan Cofield taking a look down to the inside of Garrett Kinder. And the Tyler Barnett really sideways off of turn number 1, able to hold on to it. That's going to spread out everybody right behind him, though, as Corey Bigley tucks in behind. We see the 24 of Kevin Ruff around the 84. Mike Kosick trying to run down the 14 of Fry Hubbard. The 3 is on 4 fresh tires. 14 is on right sides only. With just 9 laps to go. Mike Veith asks why the single file restart. We've run probably about half the race under yellow so far. So due to cautions, breeding cautions, as Mike Kosick takes a look down underneath the 14 of Fry Hubbard, they did switch over to single file restarts to kind of clean up the racing a little bit, and it worked. So we had a long green flag run before a couple other cautions came out. As we got 3 trucks lined up on the bottom trying to get around Fry Hubbard as they make their way down into turn number 2. And Kosick Going to take that position away, so move Mike Kosick up into second. Now Jonathan Cofield has Garrett Kinder pushing him, trying to get around the 14 of Fry Hubbard again. Fry on just 2 tires. Everyone else is on 4 tires. Although Corey Hines is on 2 tires, and he is pulling away from this group behind. As Kosick dives down to the bottom of the track, trying to break the draft down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Garrett Kinder tried taking a look underneath Cofield as Cofield tried to take a look to the high side of Fry Hubbard. Not able to do it. Cofield almost hits the wall. Here comes Garrett Kinder down on the low side, trying to make a move around Cofield. Use a little side draft into the tunnel turn. Tyler Barnett's going to follow Kinder right along as well. Fry Hubbard's going to have to stay up on the high side as the 13 and 14 battle side by side off of turn number 2. Cofield giving a good shove to Fry Hubbard. Oh, he gets turned. Some contact between Cofield and I believe Kinder got that 58 way out of shape. Kinder's able to get on by. So move Garrett Kinder up into the 4th position. Now he's going to try setting his sights on the 14 of Fry Hubbard to get himself up onto the podium. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Mike Kosick is running down the 57 of Corey Hines. 2 tires versus 4 tires as they make their way down the straightaway towards the tunnel turn. Kosick right now is about 0.2 of a lap quicker than that 57 machine. It's one thing to catch him, though. It's another thing to get on by, as Garrett Kinder has now cleared the 14 of Fry Hubbard. And Cofield way loose down on the bottom. He's hitting the grass. Brandon Wallace taking a look down the inside. Cofield almost loses it in front of the field. He's going to fall way back. And now we've got the caution out on the track. As we got a couple around, we see Matt Knights and Butch Taylor around in turn 3. That's going to bring up another caution, Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we take a look to see exactly what happened here. See the 33 up on the high side. The 9 of Ryan Huff gets a good run, catches the left rear quarter panel of that 33 machine, turns him around, makes some more contact, sends him up towards the wall. Matt Knights with nowhere to go runs into the side of the 33. Looks like just those 2 trucks involved. And as you can see from the tower, we are on our 8th caution of the night. And when we get back around, looks like we'll have just about 4 laps to go when we take the green flag. So Corey Hines is going to restart with Mike Kosick right on to his outside again. Corey Hines is on 2 tires. Mike Kosick is on 4. Garrett Kinder back in 3rd. So there's going to be single file starts, restart. So Mike Kosick will be right on the back bumper. Garrett Kinder will restart in third. Fry Hubbard on 2 tires. Going to restart in fourth. Tyler Barnett's going to round out your top 5. Then Calvin Ruff in 6th. Corey Bigley back in the 7th position. Brandon Wallace making his way up to 8th. Matt Telder in 9th. And Jonathan Cofield, after having a big moment, finds himself back in the 10th position. Again, don't forget to join us after this one's over tonight for our second race of the doubleheader. We'll have the whole heating and sheet metal Rebels Sunday Night Truck Series taking on Pocono for 60 laps as well. So the field makes their way off of turn number 1. When we take the green flag, we'll have just 3 laps to go. Of course, as we've seen tonight, cautions do breed cautions. There's a chance we might have an attempt at a green-white checker. Just remember, if the white flag comes out, the yellow flag will be put away. But if the yellow flag comes out before they reach the white flag, then we'll re-rack them, restack them, and do it all over again. So here we go. Corey Hines making his way off of turn number 3. Pace truck making the left-hand turn onto pit road. Corey Hines down to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air again. And you see already Corey Hines diving down to the bottom using that serpentine. Try to keep the draft broken as they make their way down into turn number 1. Mike Kosick just not close enough to try to make that move down into the tunnel turn. See, Garrett Kinder has a mirror full of Tyler Barnett as our leaders make their way off of turn number 2 down towards turn 3. Corey Hines again trying to make those 2 tires work. They come off of turn number 3 down the Long Pond straightaway. 2 laps to go. See some 3-wide racing in the back of the pack. As Mike Kosick makes the dive down to the bottom as they come off of turn number 2. Mike Kosick is going to take over the lead. A little further back, we see some 3-wide racing. Brandon Wallace on the high side. We see Matt Kleeman up to the top. We saw Brandon Pollock all the way down to the bottom. Now Pollock's going to use that high side through the tunnel turn. Back up front, Corey Hines trying to run back down the 3 of Kosick. As they come off of turn number 3, the white flag is in the hand of the starter. Big slide for Corey Hines. Mike Kosick now trying to break the draft as they come down the Long Pond straight for the final time. Down into turn number 1. Does Garrett Kinder have anything for Corey Hines as they make their way into turn number 1 for the final time. Hines pushes up the track just a little bit. We see the run that Garrett Kinder is able to get with those 4 tires to Corey Hines' 2 tires. While that's going on, Mike Kosick starting to pull away from Corey Hines. Down the short chute towards turn number 3. Mike Kosick just trying to make one more perfect corner. And as he makes his way off of turn number 3, down the long pond straightaway, Mike Kosick is going to get the win here tonight in the Hardline Transport Solutions Truck Series. Corey Hines going to finish back in second. Garrett Kinder is going to come home in third. Tyler Barnett and Calvin Ruff, your top 5. But it's all about the 3 of Mike Kosick getting celebratory little door bumps from Garrett Kinder. And it's like Tyler Barnett's coming to give him a big old congratulations as well. Kosick's going to make his way around to the front stretch for his celebratory burnouts before the traditional Rebels Demolition Derby takes place on the front stretch. And that's going to do it as we see somebody going flying through the air. Let's take a look at the results. Again, Mike Kosick is your winner. Corey Hines comes home second. Garrett Kinder in third. Tyler Barnett and Calvin Ruff, your top 5. Jonathan Cofield comes back for 6. Corey Bigley, Brendan Wallace, Matt Telder, and Travis Bieber round out your top 10. Matt Kleeman comes home 11th. Aaron Sire in 12th. Brandon Pollock, Fry Hubbard, and Todd Schott, your top 15. Kai Shappett brings home 16th. Ryan Derrick in 17th. Gary Wright, Steve McDonald, and Butch Taylor round out your top 20. Then James Searfoss back in 21st. I'm sorry, in 20th. Looks like my screen is a little different than what's on the board here. So Butch Taylor 19th and James Searfoss back in 20th. Jared Reed 21st, Matt Knights 22nd, Ryan Huff 23rd, Ryan Derrick 24th, Matt Bertosa, Greg Froelich, Tanner Johnson, and Andy Kurtz back in the 28th position. 29th was Brett Bieber, and Aaron Johnson rounds out the field here tonight at Pocono. As we get ready to talk to our top 3. Starting with third place, Garrett Kinder. Kinder, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Awesome, man.
Man, great job here coming home on the podium tonight. Kind of a warm-up for the next race. Trying to get some laps in before the next one. How is this going to help you translate over to the next race? I know sometimes those races tend to be completely different. But do you think you can transfer anything over to the next race tonight?
Maybe just a little bit of racecraft. I raced the Cup cars here last night, and it took me half the race to get out of that mindset and get truck mindset. So that was really the reason I helped over here and did it. Get some laps in traffic and try and figure this truck out after one of those next gen cars last night. So it was good. I don't know how much will translate. Kind of depends on the weather. Hopefully it's a little bit more slick in the Rebels race here in a little bit.
Yeah, we saw a couple drivers on that final restart or final pit stop taking 2 tires, both Corey Hines and the 14 of Fry Hubbard. Corey looks like he made it work for himself, but Fry not so much. How much do you think that might be an option in the next race?
Man, the laps are so long here and the runs are so big that I don't think it's ever going to be. I mean, coordinated work. Corey's a phenomenal driver. I'm going to give it to him 100%. He's really good. He's won quite a few times over here. So I don't think 2 tires. I think if I did, I'd end up about like Fry's situation, end up screwing myself out of something here.
Well, before we let you go, Kendra, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
I want to thank all these guys over in the Outlaw series letting me come over here and run with them. Don't get to run with these guys very much. A lot of them just run the Outlaws. So any other series that we have across the Original Rebels, it's good to get to race with them a little bit. I got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch and Ratchet Speed Shop. Love having them on board. Dad was already watching. I think Mom was watching too the race before, or this Outlaw race. So big shout out to them for being huge supporters of me. They're watching the doubleheader tonight. So big shout out to them. Big friggin' Cross 5 cattle coolers. If you want to keep your stuff hot and keep your stuff cold for cheaper and longer than anybody else, check out Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers at bigfrig.com. Ray Page over at Wolfpack Racing, along with Andy. A couple good guys to know, so make sure you get a hold of them and just talk to them, man. They're some good dudes. Teammates over at Reaper Racing and the Outlaw branch of that, Pale Horse and Grave Intentions also. They're another affiliate team. So all those guys, I know me and Brandon from Reaper run over there and Outlaw, and then all the guys over at Pale Horse. I can't remember who was on the team anymore, to be completely honest, but big shout out to them. Had a good time running with them. And then, of course, my short tracking team, Velocity Motorsports. Just good guys to be around. I'm all about having fun, and that race was, I won't say it was fun, but it was entertaining. We'll say that.
For sure. Well, Garrett, congratulations again on the top 3, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon. Good luck in the next one.
Appreciate you.
So that was your 3rd place finisher, Garrett Kinder. Let's bring in your 2nd place finisher, Corey Hines. Corey, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
Man, interesting call there, taking those 2 tires at the end. Looking back on it, do you think 4 tires would have been the call, or do you think Kosick just had too much speed for you there at the end?
Yeah, it was definitely the right call to take 4, but I we had quite a few cautions, so I kind of thought we were going to have a bunch of cautions there, but just didn't work out.
Overall, you one of the fastest trucks on the track all night long, able to keep out in front most of the race. A lot of cautions, though. Did that kind of change your strategy as the race went on, or did you kind of, after that 3rd caution come out, you just kind of threw strategy out the window?
I think it made me want to stay out longer, to be honest. I wasn't didn't really want to go to the back and get in a bunch of traffic. That didn't seem like it was the place to be there at the beginning.
Well, for sure, coming home. P2nd, I know it's not the win, but a great run here tonight. Before we let you go, anyone want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, just thanks to you guys for putting this on and putting on a good broadcast, and yeah, about it.
Appreciate it, sir, and we look forward to seeing how you run out the rest of the season. So good luck from here on out.
All right, thanks, man.
So that was your 2nd place finisher, Corey Hines. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, the 3 of Mike Kosick. Mike, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you've been kind of knocking on the door for the last couple of weeks, been showing some speed and on both Friday nights and here on Sundays, and you finally get that win here tonight. It seemed like a big difference in speed, though, at the end between the 2 tires and the 4 tires. Were you kind of surprised that Corey tried to make it work there on 2 tires at the end?
Not really. I was actually thinking about it because that's how I got beat last year. Adam took 2 and I took 4, but yeah, he just didn't seem like he could get into 1 as fast. He was still flying through turn 2, though. I don't know how he was keeping that speed up.
For sure, and a lot of cautions in this one. I'm kind of going to ask you the same question I asked Corey there. With all the cautions coming out there, that it kind of changed the strategy coming into this and the way you race, especially when it dropped down the single file restarts?
Yeah, I was planning on racing conservatively and just trying to save fuel to make it to 30 laps because it was stretching it regardless, trying to make it there. But them cautions kind of just threw that out, so switched everything up.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win here tonight. Before we let you go, anyone to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, thank Hardline Transport Solutions, Cofield Asphalt, Refinishing. You guys for doing the broadcast. It's always good to go back and watch it. Teammates at Bandit Racing, and all the admins for all they do for the league.
Awesome, man. And again, congrats locking yourself into the playoffs. So that's always a good feeling whenever you can do that as well.
Yep.
So congratulations. We look forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes, and good luck here on out.
All right, thanks.
So you have it, your winner tonight here, Mike Kosick getting the win here at Pocono. We're getting ready to do it all again, though, as the whole heat and sheet metal truck series will be taken off in about 15 minutes. So we'll be going back live in about 10. So join us right back here on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, for everybody here at Intensity, we want to congratulate Mike Kosick again on the win, and catch us back here in about 10 minutes. As Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over